Welcome to EEMS 160. This video provides guidance on options related to continuing a model simulation that is stopped before the run completed. There are three options: continuation runs, restart runs, and warm start runs. Continuation runs carry on directly from where the model stopped previously, appending the new run outputs to the original ones. This is the most commonly used option. The second option is to create a restart run, which is used to carry on a run from some time earlier in the simulation, producing a new set of outputs separate from the original run. The third option is a warm start run, which starts from a specific output snapshot and reinitializes the model in a quiescent state. Let's get started. The EFDC Plus restart options are contained under Timing and Linkage in the model control form. After right-clicking on the restart options, the EFDC Model Restart Options form is displayed. The EFDC Restart Options form contains input and output options for restart files. The input options for restart files contain cold start, restart, and continuation options. These are the basic options available for initializing a simulation. The output options are used to configure how restart files will be written during the simulation. Starting with a new model, these options will need to be configured in order to take advantage of the restart or continuation options later on. In the next section, we will start by describing the output options. The output options in the restart files frame provides options for creation of restart files. If the Use option has been selected, then EFDC Plus will create a restart.out file automatically. For the simulation to generate restart files, the Use checkbox must be checked, and the output frequency must be set. The output frequency is in terms of the number of reference periods for the model simulation, set in the timing dialog. For example, an output frequency of 1 will result in restart files being written every reference period of the model, usually every 24 hours. If date stamp is not checked, then one file called restart.out will be created at the user-defined output frequency, overwriting the previous file each time. If date stamp is checked, then a restart file with timestamp will be created at the user's specified output frequency for each EFDC Plus submodule. Now that we have configured the output options for restart files, we can run the simulation and take advantage of the restart and continuation options once the model is run for the specific number of reference periods needed to generate the restart files. A cold start is the default option for a model run and does not require restart files. In this case, EFDC Plus generates new output files or overwrites the existing output files. Restart can be used when a model has stopped prematurely, or the user wants to carry on the run from the time of the last restart file, or from a restart file generated on a specific date when using the date stamp option. In this case, the initial conditions for water level and the water column will be the same as the original model when the output file was written. EFDC Plus will create a whole new set of outputs that are separate from the original run files. In order to restart the model, the user can use the Set Files button to navigate to the folder where the output files are located. The user has to select only the restart.out file and click Open. Then the other restart files will be automatically selected by EE based on the requirements of the particular model. These files are saved by default in the output folder, with the file name to be selected shown in the header and bottom left of the Open File interface. EE will rename the files automatically and save them to the project directory after each one has been selected. In cases where temperature and wetting and drying are being simulated, the restart file created will include the temp.rst and rstwd.imp files. The dye overwrite is a legacy option. If the checkbox is selected, the dye concentration in the restart file will be overwritten by dye.imp. This is useful when restarting a tracer study with a new initial condition. The continuation feature begins writing outputs from the exact time where the original run stopped or from the time selected for the restart file in cases of using datestamp. This means that the initial state of the continuation run will match the previous run from the time the restart files were created, including velocity, water level, and water column parameters. Aside from the appearance of the output files, this is the most critical difference between a restart and continuation run. Unlike the restart option, the outputs of a continuation run will be appended to the original run, creating one complete set of model outputs. This option is only available when there are already model outputs in the current model directory. If the datestamp option was not used, then EE will display only one restart file without a date label. EE displays the Julian date of the selected restart file for continuation in the last date box. When the continuation radio button is selected, a warning message will be generated to remind the user how to properly configure the model for a continuation run. First, if the user is setting up a continuation run, they should not change the time of start or duration of reference periods for the simulation in the timing dialog. Second, if the datestamp option was used for outputting restart files, then the desired output file should be selected from the drop-down list provided. Third, once the user has set up the continuation run in the Restart Options dialog, they should save the model in the same folder before running EFTC Plus to ensure that the continuation run has been properly configured. After setting up the restart or continuation options and clicking OK, EE will update the Model Restart Options report in the Model Control window. In contrast to restart and continuation runs, a warm start differs from a hot start because the momentum is not included. Therefore, a model warm start begins from a quiescent system as velocity values are 0. Unlike continuation and restart runs, warm starts do not require restart files and can be generated from any model with output files. You can create a warm start run from any model with outputs. First, select the snapshot you want the warm start run to be initialized from. Then, go to the Model menu and select Create Warm Start. You can also manually type a date and time to initialize the warm start model. You can also manually change the duration of the warm start simulation. By default, however, the duration will be set so that the warm start model runs to the end date of the original simulation. Finally, the user can input a new name for the simulation before saving the warm start run as a new project. Thank you for watching. Please follow the link below to the next video in the series.